Hi. Right, so today... I'm so sorry, I burped in my mouth then. Hello! I still don't know how to start these. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my absolute favourite authors of all times. I discovered him a few years ago, and I know that a lot of people in the booktube community, especially if you like sci-fi and fantasy, fantasy in particular, are huge fans of this man. So I'm late to the party here. Late to the party, that was an idea I had a while ago for a channel or like a series of videos where I reviewed things years after people had stopped reviewing them, and I found out that Eurogamer do it and I was annoyed. But then I started watching them and I'm not annoyed anymore, but I still really want to do like a late to the party, but like a book late. Well, no, books wouldn't really work because they're timeless. So I'm a bit late to the party here, but I want to talk about Brandon Sanderson, who is an absolutely wonderful author. I've reviewed this before on my channel, Elantris, which was one of his earlier books. And it's the first book I read by him, and I really enjoy it. And what really stands out for me with this book is the magic system he uses. It's a fantasy book. He's really into his fantasy, he's really into magic systems. There's loads of books out there about magic systems. He's done a series of lectures about writing, and includes in there his magic systems and how to write magic. I want to talk about magic systems more, I'm not going to do it now. But what's really cool about these books is that there are 3 magic systems and they're amazing, and most of you probably know what I'm talking about already. They are the Mistborn series. The original trilogy is the Final Empire, the Well of Ascension, and the Hero of Ages. They are monstrously amazing books, and I want to tell you why. They're also super heavy. Really briefly, I don't want to go into a huge amount of detail. I'm going to keep this video generally quite short, and I know I ramble a lot. In the first book, the premise is, what if the Dark Lord won? So thousands of years ago, a Dark Lord rose to power, took over the world, and it's set in this world where he has the tyrant of the land for many centuries. It follows a group of thieves who, for a start, really cool characters. And their idea is that they are in some way going to overthrow this emperor. Basically, they're following one character called Vin, but it follows a couple of different characters. She's probably the main character, but there's a lot of protagonists that the books follow. Magic in these books is dependent upon metals, and different metals convey different powers. And initially in the first book, you hear about one way of using metals, which is you swallow them, and some people in the world can swallow a particular metal and do a particular thing with it. So if you swallow some steel and you can harness the power of steel, then you can push metal things away from you. If you swallow iron, you can pull things towards you. There's metals you can swallow that make you alter people's emotions. There's metals you can swallow that just give you really cool powers. And some people can swallow one metal and do one particular type of power, and then there are a very select few people who are able to swallow any of these particular metals and do any of the powers. But then later in the book there's different ways of using these metals, and some people can use metals in a different way, and then some other people can use metals in a different way. I do kind of wonder if Brandon Sanderson sat down and thought about like using metals for magic, came up with a couple of ideas and was like, I'm going to write a book where I use that one, and that one. Who knows? Well, he does, probably, and he may have written about it, I'm not sure. It's amazing, it's so good, and I know a lot of people on booktube, if they're into science fiction and fantasy, have probably read this series of books. It's probably Brandon Sanderson's most famous set of books. I've just started reading the follow-up series, starting with The Alloy of Law, which I prefer, but I'm going to wait until I'm actually finished reading it before I talk about it, because let's not jump the gun. At the same time, like they're good books, Brent. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, how am I going to review these? Plot-wise, they're really good, really tightly plotted, really clever writing. That draws everything together really well. And in the first book, everything comes together, but there's a few plot strands which aren't completely expanded upon until later in the book, and then the last book draws everything together, and every small nugget of information is brought together really... it's just really tightly plotted and really clever. The magic system is absolutely outstanding, and a lot of books that I've read, if there's magic, they're generally just here's some magic from. Whereas the set of rules for this magic system are very, very tight. You can't just do anything. You have to have a certain number of metals, you have to be able to do certain things. They're so good, and I would urge anyone at all who likes fantasy to read these, because it's really some masterclass, and it's almost just Brandon Sanderson playing around and thinking this is a cool idea and where would that go, and then following it through and then bringing it back into a main story. I'm not going to say any more because I know I've rambled loads and I don't even know how to review these books because they're so good. They're tightly plotted, the characterization is fantastic, the main character Vin is an amazing character, and her evolution through the series is great. I can't do it in one video. If you've read them, please tell me that, because I can watch your review and work out exactly how you're meant to do that, because I don't know how to review these books. They're too good. They are too well plotted. They're too well characterised. I can't find a fault with them, really. The new series is better, but as I said, I haven't finished reading one of the first books yet, so once I've done that I'll come back to it. And then I'll probably expand on my thoughts with this more. I want to talk about magic systems in another video. I want to talk about how to create magic systems, how to give them rules, books that do that. But for now, I just want to say, Mistborn, what a series. If you get a chance, do pick it up, because they're good books. Man, this is my first book review after like a year and a half. I'm out of practice, man. I am out of practice. I'm really out of practice with book reviews. I want to get back into it. I'm not completely sure how. This wasn't really planned. I just thought, hey, I'm going to review some books, and these ones stand out for me, and I want to hit the ground running. But at the same time, I haven't, because this has been, let's face it, I've done better book reviews, haven't I? This is going to be fun to edit. This has been really rambly, and at the moment I'm on 15 minutes, and I'm going to try and get down to 5, so have a go, future me, do your best. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe, and if you have any ideas for books I should read or review, please do so. Put them in the comments and get in touch. Thanks very much, bye now.